instead of, I guess, eating a snack, maybe we'll eat a snack later, we are drinking Onarukiwa? Onarukiwa? Huh? Maybe I'm reading the kanji wrong. I'm definitely reading the kanji wrong. Anyway, it's kind of this drink here, and it's kind of, I've been getting into these drinks that are like alcohol-free alternatives to, like, I guess alcoholic drinks here, and they're really good. Like, this shit tastes amazing. It's kind of like a soda, but a fancy soda with like a bit more of a fancier taste. Saying fancy 1,000 times in a row, but I don't know. This is amazing. Recommend if you come to Japan and you're not drinking alcohol, just try yourself through the alternatives. Like, this not even, it's not only that, like, everything that you can find in that shelf. I tried nearly everything now, but this is my favorite. I love it. I did the unthinkable thing. I spent time on YouTube Shorts. Of all places, fucking YouTube Shorts. I want to talk about this today. How YouTube is changing and how the content creation, I guess, is changing or has changed in the last few years anyway, with the appearance of TikTok and everything. I still remember the day when Instagram copied Snapchat and you could like add stories to your Instagram thing. And I remember the beginning, because I'm actually a huge fan of Snapchat, I was so kind of like, I'm not gonna use stories just because I love Snapchat. You can't just steal something just because you can't buy it, Mark Zuckerberg. Apparently you can though. And in the end, everybody used Instagram stories now, and everybody uses them now, and they're like a really big thing, and it turned out to be a great marketing move on Zuckerberg's side to like steal that story feature, like how Snapchat was doing it. And Snapchat, I kind of feel like has lost that war, because not that many people are using Snapchat nowadays. I'm still using Snapchat. I love Snapchat. That's not the point here. The point is, I feel like social media obviously is evolving, and that was one step, like story features on Instagram coming there. And then from then on, I remember when Musical.ly first started, and I really wasn't into Musical.ly. I just know of its existence, and then obviously turned into TikTok. And TikTok got huge so fast. Or was it just me? Maybe I am already past the generation that keeps up with the current trends, because I just remember TikTok suddenly being huge and being the thing and everybody being on TikTok, and I wasn't on TikTok. And for the longest time, actually, I was like, just because this is the kind of mindset I feel like that's a typical mindset when you want when you've been against something for so long, that just your pride keeps you from actually getting into it. But it wasn't also only my pride. I was just like hearing bad things about TikTok, and just how your attention span suffers from it and stuff like that, you know. Like, probably most of you who won't use or don't use TikTok like are having their own reasons for it as well, and I was very against it at the beginning as well. And I didn't use TikTok for the longest time, but I have friends who used it, and they were always saying like, just give it a chance, just once you really figure out, or like, not you figure out the algorithm, but once the algorithm figures you out, you're only gonna get good shit on your timeline. It's gonna be amazing. And yeah, I gave it a second and a third and then a fourth chance, and eventually the algorithm figured me out. Guess I'm not that strange of a person anyway, because the TikTok algorithm somehow managed to figure me out now. And yes, it's amazing. TikTok is amazing. If you go on that app, it's like a downward spiral. You jump into a black hole and you like have trouble coming out there, because it's just so addicting to just swipe down. And just from a marketing and like user interface perspective, obviously they cracked the code. This is it. This is how you keep humans engaged for long periods of time, with short form content that is never ending. It's like seamlessly going down. And then Instagram implemented Reels, and Instagram Reels I never used, nor do I use it now for some reason, even though I have friends who actually use Reels instead of like TikTok. It's like the place where the trends come back or come on like 3 months later. But also Instagram Reels is kind of, I feel like, the boomer version of TikTok, because it's like, oh, it's on Instagram, so it's okay if I use it there. But it's the same like principle. You swipe down forever and it figures you out, and it gives you good recommendations. And it's short form content mostly under like even a few seconds, but most of the time you can also have stuff that goes up to 3 minutes, I think. It's short form content though. Now, I am, and I've always been, a supporter of YouTube. I fucking love YouTube. I think YouTube is such a great platform, or just the opportunity to make your own content, videos, movies, whatever, music videos, and to just post them, and everybody can do that, and it's open to anybody. And I remember when I was small and when YouTube became big, I was looking up to so many YouTubers. I was like, I want to do that, not even like as a job, because I think I will never really do YouTube as a job, but just as a hobby. I really like making videos and sharing them, and YouTube is perfect for that. And I remember the golden days of YouTube. For me, the golden time of YouTube was 2013. I don't know why specifically like that age, but I think it was because that was when I was on the grasp of also watching enough international YouTube that I felt like I could get a hold of that like whole USA, Britain YouTuber area, and they had like their highs and lows there, and there were these people, I don't know, like people were so big back then, like Dan and Phil, then we got Jack, then we got PewDiePie. But I also watched some people abroad on the stage. I remember watching Bethany Moda, of all people. Like, I was obsessed with her videos and the DIY videos that she made, and her morning routines. Like, all that morning routine vlog kind of content that was coming from the USA back then. And but also here in Germany, I watched, of course, German YouTubers. They had amazing content back then. I feel like it was just bigger in a way that it's not big right now, because you had all these names, and all these names kind of also were interconnected, like people knew each other, and it was kind of like a scene. Like the first VidCon was an experience. It was something really cool, actually, and nowadays I feel like I wouldn't even want to set foot onto VidCon, because there's people there's so many people that I don't know, and there's so many TikTokers, and in a way I think Emma Chamberlain actually talked about this in one of her podcasts, and I really have to agree with her. She said like the time of the real internet celebrity is over, because everybody's famous now. And I want to second that, because it feels like everybody's famous now. Everybody is kind of important. There's no one person that cracked the 1 million subscribers, because there's just so much content, so many people out there, so many people doing it, making money from it. There's TikTokers migrating to Instagram, migrating to YouTube. Like the platforms kind of are intertwining, and it feels like there's no YouTuber scene there anymore. At least for me, it kind of feels like that. And I feel like you can also see that in a lot of the established older YouTubers, that a lot of them, if they don't keep up with the time or change up the content, that they lose their gripping or their footing, and kind of a drifting out of importance in a way, because there's just so much new stuff coming all the time that unless you like stay relevant in a way, you're not as relevant anymore as you were when these big YouTuber times were. Now, why am I talking about this? I actually think that there is another big shift coming for YouTube as well regarding YouTube Shorts, and I don't like that. I mean, when you like use YouTube on your phone, YouTube basically throws it in your face, like, fucking use Shorts, you dumb bitch. It's right there on the front page. It's just what you see. And I fell down yesterday a rabbit hole because I wanted to watch a YouTube video, but I opened the app not knowing, or like forgetting that it takes you to Shorts, and for a second I was so confused. I thought I opened TikTok and I just started swiping, which tells you just how it works. Like, the brain is so dumb, it's just like, oh, immediately just swipe. And it took me a good half an hour before I realized, oh my god, I'm on YouTube. I actually wanted to watch a YouTube video right now. I actually wanted to watch a 30-minute YouTube video instead of 30 minutes mindlessly scrolling through this. Why am I doing it? And then I had to figure out how to get to the app again, and then I immediately got my laptop, because it's much more comfortable to watch YouTube on your laptop. And also the YouTube algorithm has changed in a way that the recommendations, I feel like, have become worse, or like different. Like I feel like I'm not getting recommended things anymore that I love. I remember back in the day, do you remember that when you recommend a page would only be people that you actually follow? And they changed that somewhere along the line, and people really got upset about that, and then they introduced like the bell feature, which is still the most stupid thing ever, because it's not like, still, of course, you can switch it to people I follow, what they posted, but there's not this recommended of people you follow. I don't know. I remember back in the day the YouTube algorithm was really great. It was amazing at just recommending you videos that you loved. And I feel like videos back then, like the vlog kind of content, it doesn't do well anymore. Like, vlogs don't do, and I don't think vlogs need to do well. And yes, I enjoy making vlogs, but it's not like because they're not doing well that I'm still doing that. I don't know. It's not about views in a way, but I guess for people who actually make money of it, it is. And people can't live any more of the content that you could have been able to live from like 2013. It's just time changes so quickly, but quickly, like it's 10 years nearly now with 2013. YouTube is obviously growing as well and changing and adapting. But I feel like it's so strange, because in a way YouTube wants you to get watch time. Like, watch time is the big keyword on YouTube. It's all about watch time, watch time, watch time. But then they're pushing this shorts thing now, which shorts are like the opposite of watch time, because you're making content that is supposed to keep a person engaged for the quickest or shortest amount possible, and then go on, move to the next thing. Hello from editing me. Snack of the day. I'm eating this mochi that I got in the supermarket. It's like walnut azuki bean mochi. It's very good. It gets 8 out of 10 huggings. It doesn't get 10 out of 10, because even though I love the walnut and it's very autumnal, I feel like it destroys the mochi experience a little bit. But yeah, here we have it. In a way, is YouTube like working against itself right now? Or I feel like maybe actually it is working against itself, because on one hand they want you to get all these watch hours, they want you to like keep your audience engaged with your videos, but then they also want you to make shorts now which don't work with watch time as well, because of course it's about quickly doing something like this. I don't know. I mean, there's been studies obviously about, we're going to this topic now of how to keep humans engaged. There's been topics that the way that humans can pay attention to things has been going down, like people can't pay attention as well anymore. But I've actually looked into that before for like a topic, and it's not because of social media. Like, social media isn't the root cause that humans can't pay or can't seem to pay attention anymore. I think it's just because that's what people always focus on. It's the thing that obviously, of course, because of TikTok, I can't pay attention anymore. It's not as simple as that. I think, of course, TikTok, in a way, if you get addicted to it, then it can ruin your attention span because it's an addiction and you're addicted to this certain piece of media. But it's not ruining your attention span because you're using this app, if you follow what I mean. I don't know. I'm not gonna link studies or something. I just think I read these studies because I scrapped that project again, because I realized that it wasn't actually because of it that you lose your attention span. And also, no, we actually don't have an attention span that's smaller than a goldfish. People just somehow got that myth from somewhere. Yeah. What I do think is true, however, is that our current world is becoming more and more aware how, like, the whole fight that all these media companies have, or that anything in the world that wants to make money has, is they're always fighting for your attention. Attention is the most important thing if you're trying to sell a product. And what people are becoming better at, and what these apps and media systems are becoming better at, is grabbing attention and keeping that attention for as long as possible, because attention is a valuable thing. And if you can keep a person engaged for longer, then of course you're making more money. And TikTok has figured that out, because TikTok knows our attention will eventually drift off or want to see something else. And if you just keep pushing something onto a human, like so many quick things, it's hard to concentrate on something else. And because it's such a dopamine rush in a way, and you get so induced into that kind of feeling of, yeah, the next thing might come. Even if I'm scrolling through TikTok, not every TikTok is a hit where I'm like, wow, I'm taking that with me. Like, when I've been on TikTok for an hour, how many of these TikToks will actually stay for me, like, with a life? Or like, how long will I remember these things that I saw? The answer is not long. I can't remember what I watched on TikTok this morning. I can't remember what I watched yesterday. I can't remember what inspired me. I remember that I saved a few that I guess were funny, or I want to try some recipes or something, but it's not something that actually changed my life in a way like that a movie could, or something like that. I've been actually also getting back into watching movies, and yes, I also find it hard, and I'm somebody who's not addicted to social media in a way, or like really bad with attention, I guess, but I still find it hard to concentrate on a movie, like a full-length movie sometimes, and I find that very sad, because I remember as a child it used to be the most amazing thing to be able to watch a movie, and you were so engaged in that movie, you couldn't look away, you didn't even want to go to the bathroom or like have a toilet break in between, because you just want to see how the movie's going. And now I feel like I can't watch a movie without my phone in my hand as well, and that's not a good development, and I don't want to be that person. I think I might need to go on a social media detox again. I have friends who do like social media detoxes often, and I really admire that. I did one, I think, a few years ago where I really didn't use YouTube, because YouTube used to be the thing that I was most obsessed with, I guess, and it still to this day is YouTube for me. With TikTok, I was obsessed with it for some time, but I can, as easily as I can pick it up, put it down again. Like, I don't have any attachment to the app, and if I were to, if you told me just disinstall it now, I would just do it. I don't care about it in that way. I just sometimes like it as like a time. I don't know, if I don't have anything to do, I like to look through it, and I like to analyze the algorithm, how, and it's like a thing, it's like a whole thing, like the algorithm analyzes me and I analyze the algorithm because I want to know how it works. It's so interesting to me. It's just interesting to see how these things are changing. I remember the day that I really decided I need to get into TikTok was actually when one of my professors in art school said to us, okay, and for this project you can also work like creating a campaign on social media like TikTok or Instagram, and I was like, TikTok? You're talking about TikTok? You're like 60 years old. Why the fuck do you know more about TikTok than me? And that was when I really realized, shit, I need to get onto this. Like, even if I don't use it and if I don't agree with it, if you want to fight back against something, or if you want to understand why you don't like something, you need to be able to know the system behind it. And I didn't know anything about TikTok. So how will I ever make videos against TikTok if I don't know anything about it? So back to the whole YouTube topic, because I think it's so sad that YouTube is also getting onto this TikTok trend now with short form content and just pushing these different things to keep people engaged and engaged. Like, sometimes I enjoy watching videos of people that I like, that I think their personalities are nice, and I enjoy watching these videos for like 30 minutes or like a podcast or something. Like video podcasts. I remember like people used to do these long form just talking videos in their room, and I enjoyed them so much. I found them so interesting because some people just have these personalities or stories that take you in, and then you can actually take something out of the video, and I can actually remember what people were saying, like what their dreams or motivations were, and it's so, I feel like it's missing. I feel like YouTube is kind of losing its core in a way, where nowadays it's been more about keeping up with the new things like TikTok, rather than holding on to their community that they actually already have. Because I don't feel like people are leaving YouTube for TikTok, like at least not the big YouTubers in a way. It's the other way around. The TikTokers are coming and bringing their form of content to YouTube, which I don't. I mean, everybody each their own. I think YouTube should always be a form like of expression where everybody can post the kind of content that they like, as long as it's within rules, of course. But just seeing that YouTube implemented the same thing as Instagram and TikTok before that just feels like cheap copying and trying to get on with the trend and changing the platform in a way that I don't think is gonna benefit them in the end. Now, don't get me wrong though, I think YouTube Shorts will become big, and I think it's gonna be pushed by YouTube until everybody here is also on YouTube Shorts. But I think it's so sad that when you open the YouTube app, the first thing you see is Shorts and not the like creative content that you actually came for. And also, I feel like I'm always saying this against the short form content. I think people who make short form content still are incredibly talented, and there's still a lot of things that go into that. I'm just saying, I don't want YouTube to be the platform for that. We have Instagram, we have TikTok. Why does YouTube also need to make short form content? That's it for my rant today. I just wanted to come on and rant. I just had this urge to communicate this in a way. I don't have a solution. Maybe if I think more about it, I will find one. Right now I don't. I've also been thinking about what I want this channel to be, because as you all know, YouTube is my hobby and I've been enjoying it greatly since coming here. Like, I've had this really down phase with YouTube in my last 2 semesters because I was honestly, looking back at it, I maybe was burnt out. I was definitely just doing too much in too little time, and I just had no time for myself to be creative. And now that I have the time again, I realize how much I enjoy making videos, filming and editing them. And I've just been having so much fun. But I've also been thinking, like, of course you also have goals in the back of your mind or things that you maybe want to achieve. And I've always been intrigued by people who can make daily content. I know all of these people are burnt out and now are not doing it. But I've been toying with the thing in my mind where I'm like, maybe I should do Vlogmas here in Japan. And that has a reason, because I remember, like, back in 2016-17, I still follow her, Taylor R. If you know her, she used to do, like, vlogs in Japan as well. Now she lives in Hong Kong. And she used to do Vlogmas every Christmas in Japan. And I loved that. I loved being able to come home every day after school and watching her videos and dreaming about what life in Japan might be like if I ever go there, if I ever get there. And now that I'm actually here, I think making videos always makes me appreciate my experiences here more, because I'm like recording them, so I'm taking pieces of them with me, but also I'm being much more intentional in how I choose to spend or do my day, because I'm aware that I'm filming this and it will be something that will maybe come to the internet. I don't know if that makes sense. It just makes me be more present in a way. So I really like that. So I've been thinking about trying to do Vlogmas and vlogging every day until Christmas, just as a little challenge for myself. And I don't want to do it like you have to make a video every day. I just want to try it, see how it goes. Maybe it goes well. And that's why at the end of November now, I don't think I'm gonna make that many videos, because I maybe will be preparing a little bit for that occasion, because of course there's some things that need to go into that to be able to make or upload a video every day. But yeah, I don't know, if you have any questions about, or like ideas for videos as well, please tell them to me. There's also my big huge art exhibition coming up. Big huge art exhibition. Just basically, I'm saying that because it's the biggest thing that's happening this semester for me, like academically speaking, here in university. So yeah, I'm gonna film that as well, obviously, but that is at the end of November, so that might come into Vlogmas then as a vlog. Yeah, I really want to do it. I want to live this dream YouTuber life here in Japan. How I watched Taylor R back then, and I was so obsessed with it, and it made me feel so homey and cozy as well, because the thing is, I am not from Japan, and Christmas is a very special time for me, and I want to make it special. I want to bake German cookies, and I want to go to maybe like see Christmas lights or the Christmas trees. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I love Christmas so much. It's my favorite time of year. And I want to make it extra festive, and I want to take you along for that. So yeah, I'm saying this right now. It's now on camera, and now I can't take it back anymore. Expect Vlogmas from me. I guess. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I feel like I always say I'm gonna upload every week, and then I'm not like there for a month. Yeah, but I'll try my best. I hope actually that you had an amazing day today. I had an amazing day today. I went to the zoo today. It was very fun. Have a nice drink or something with your dinner or breakfast or lunch today, and I just hope you're doing well, and I'm sending lots of hugs as always. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Maybe give it a like if you enjoyed, and bye and be back on my channel.